Show me your ass.
Oh, Chapo.
I want to mention that I'm like fucking you in the butt.
Yo, what's up boys, and welcome back to yet another exciting video. If you care at all for the ARMA-free modded life community, then this is definitely a video you want to watch from start to finish. Honestly, at this point I could pretty much just leave the video as is and be done with it, but I want to go deeper. I want to get all the facts straight. And after this video is over, hopefully you realise why Chapo Guzman, as he's currently known, also in the past known as K-Train, is one of the biggest pieces of shit that I have ever had the amazing honour of being on the same TeamSpeak server as. This video is going to be kind of confusing, but I'll try my best to explain everything. Like I said, stay from start to finish. It's some really fat, interesting drama, and I'd love to hear what you guys think about it all. But anyway, starting off, why do I even care about this Chapo Guzman, aka K-Train guy? Well, in case you guys didn't know already, he is a founder, or an ex-founder apparently now, of a very, very popular ARMA-free community known as ALRP. Currently, one of the most popular ARMA-free servers out there. I think it was about a year ago now that Chapo and someone called Frankie Woodland purchased ALRP off of the previous owner, Cobra, but the new owners, Chapo and Frankie, clearly had other intentions for this server. As you would have seen in the intro, although I will present some more evidence in a few seconds, obviously ALRP is used as grounds to manipulate children into sharing nude images of themselves.
How about this?
Yeah?
Sometimes they say that I overpay. How about this? You show me your ass.
No, Chapo.
Okay?
What?
Stop saying no, Chapo.
No, like,
How
I
about you show me, and I'll buy you anything you want. Lower your camera. Let's see it there. You show me that ass.
The worst part is, this is the only recorded instance. I don't think the first natural reaction of a 12, 13, 14, 15-year-old is to start recording and then to send it to someone. It's kind of embarrassing, a bit dehumanizing, and it's also a bit disgusting. It's pedophilia. And in case for whatever reason this person being a pedo isn't enough, don't worry, I've got some more things to talk about later on during this video. But if you wanted some more evidence, there's also this old ESEA forum post, which is about some forum users called K-Train and Mika. There was a whole thing years and years ago involving them and MoTV, you guys all know, something to do with cheats in CSS and CSGO, I believe it was.
Okay, hello, Mo, you there?
Yeah.
Okay, so first thing we're gonna do, we're gonna transfer the fucking cheat to your computer.
It's because what happened? It just followed him down, but it didn't shoot.
But they also were DDoSing people and trying to extort them into sending nude images of herself. Again, these people are underage, and what is the evidence, you might wonder? Well, Chapo owns a YouTube channel called K-Train Productions, so yeah, kind of fucked yourself on that one right there, Chapo, didn't you? Chapo clearly seems to have a lot of money, which is why he was even able to purchase the ALRP community in the first place for $13,000. And I just don't get why, after all of these things I've listed so far today, he's even able to own a really popular ARMA-free community. There's tons and tons of children which obviously go on the server. If you guys have played an ALRP already, you'll know what I mean. Even the SciSyn.com live server has a decent amount of children on. And since they are indeed children, it's very easy to convince them to do something they may regret in later life, and which is ultimately illegal. So what do we have so far? He's cheated in games in the past, which is fine, we can ignore that I guess, but he is a known DDoSer. There's a reason people like myself and Caden avoid these servers, and it's not just because of all of his pedo claims, there's also a lot of worries of getting DDoSed. We hear many stories of people getting DDoSed. There's no evidence, but of course there is evidence for the ESEA case. And he's also a filthy, filthy pedophile. So far, it's not looking too good for Chapo Guzman. Anyway, let's head over to his Twitter account and see what we can find over here. So this is it right here. We have a few really big gems. This one's an interesting one, bit edgy. This one's an interesting one. That seems kind of homophobic. And there's also this one, this one, this one, this one. Basically a lot of them talking about how he wants to fuck Justin Bieber. Pretty sure Justin Bieber isn't actually gay. In case you couldn't tell already, Chapo is indeed gay, so it doesn't really make any sense that he calls people homophobic words, but whatever. Even if Justin Bieber was gay, which he isn't, it's still just a bit weird constantly tweeting someone, telling them to follow you, telling them that you want to fuck them. It's just weird. It's just weird personality. So basically, ALRP, like I said, was purchased by Chapo and Frankie Woodland about a year ago, and I think it shut down about 6 months or so ago. This was when the pedo accusations came up. Caden made a video about how Chapo is a disgusting little pedo, so thanks to Caden for making that one, since I didn't use a lot of information he supplied in his video on this one today. I didn't ever want to make this video, but since there is a re-emergence of ALRP, I think about a week ago, it just got relaunched, and it is popular, I just want to let people know what kind of server they are joining. Maybe this will have a complete opposite effect on a server I'd like it to have, but ultimately, although you could tell me I'm wrong, if you play on a server, you are contributing to a pedophile's wallet, and you're contributing to a pedophile getting what he wants. Pictures of little kids. That's fucked up. And if you use the argument of, oh, but I'm just playing on a server and just having fun. I understand what you're saying, but unfortunately, if you're playing on a server and you have friends who you bring to play on the server, most people do not play ARMA life servers by themselves, you are adding population to it, you are enabling someone to even have a population to make children want to talk to Chapo, would make children want to expose parts of their body for Infostar, aka admin on the server, and stuff like that. If there was no platform for Chapo to do his things, I'm sure he would still do them, but ultimately it wouldn't be anywhere near as bad as it is right now, or it was in the past with, like I said, multiple kids coming forward and saying they were in some way involved with Chapo in this sexual manner. With the relaunch of ALRP, which happened about a week ago, it was kind of confusing as to whether Chapo was indeed involved with it. The announcement saying that ALRP was live was made by someone called Mr. Boolean on the front page of the website, who is also the director of development. I talked to Mr. Boolean, he's a decently well-known name in the ARMA free community, but this was not Mr. Boolean. Kind of confusing, so I did go investigate this, you'll see in a few seconds. But ultimately, ALRP, although it is a name well known for a while now, about 8 months or so when Chapo was exposed, as a pedo community, it was still one of the most popular ARMA-free modded communities, and if you ever wanted a chance to make a popular ARMA-free modded community ever again, at least a really simple copy and paste one, it was to relaunch ALRP, which is why, of course, it was relaunched. But anyway, after being confused as to who the hell Mr. Boolean is, I thought I'd go on to their TeamSpeak and ask some hard-hitting questions which at that time people did not know the answer to. The main one being, of course, is Chapo Guzman involved with ALRP? Because if he is, that's pretty bad, because I've already determined he's a stinky little pedophile. Hello. Oh, I don't have talk power.
Help if you gave him talk power.
Hello, my name's Lewis.
Hi. Hello, Lewis.
I had some questions.
Yeah, what's up?
So I was wondering about the involvement of Chapo Guzman in ALRP.
Yeah, I actually have no idea about that. If there is
no
any.
idea?
No.
Do you know who
I'm a lowly moderator.
Do you know who Mr. Boolean is?
No, I don't. Isn't he like some dev from A3PL?
Yeah, but he's also like, he's on the front page of ALRP for some reason as well. But that's not Mr. Boolean, because I talked to Mr. Boolean and he said that's not him. So you don't know who Mr. Boolean is? Okay.
No, I actually don't.
Second question. I was looking to buy moderator.
You were?
Yeah.
Alright, well, you're gonna have to speak to some high command of PD or something about that. I'm not involved in that.
PD? You mean SMT, right?
No. Joke, because I didn't buy mod.
I mean, Shanks, you're a developer. Surely you know about your developer friends, right?
I only have an email and stuff.
So you've never talked
Like
to
mission files and stuff.
But you've never talked to any the director of development, Mr. Boolean? You never talked to him before? In text?
Chat.
So you don't know who he is?
Well, I can only presume
Presume what?
that he's the person from A3PL.
But he's not a person from A3PL because I've talked to that man and he said that's not him.
I haven't got a clue then.
So you don't know who he is? Okay.
No.
What's happening? Sorry.
Lewis is asking about some of the SMT.
What do you mean?
He's wondering if Chapo's here. But I honestly have no clue if he is.
He isn't?
No, he's not. No.
So who's Mr. Boolean?
I think on the forums I think that's Frankie. I'm not too sure, but I know Chapo isn't here because you know what I mean.
Why would you be called Mr. Boolean if you're not Mr. Boolean? That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
So in case you're wondering why a second ago I asked to buy moderator and why I even had this idea that Chapo was indeed involved in ALRP was because of an inside man, the lovely Brandon Tower, who actually went to the ALRP TeamSpeak and managed to talk to someone who sounded very much so like Chapo. While he was there, he was offered moderator for $20. He was offered a police department rank for various amounts of money for different kinds of ranks, which obviously not only is against Bohemia's terms of service, but it's also not very good for a community to do that, since it just means that the 12 rules of money get to the top, not the people who actually deserve it. Also, excuse this terrible, terrible, terrible shooting in the background. Not my proudest moment ever. But anyway, let's go listen on that clip. Unfortunately, Brandon did not record his side of the voice, but we do hear everyone else in that clip. So it will be a very edited down video, just so you guys can get the TLDR version of what's going on here.
Well, the thing is, so you know how Bohemia's terms, they don't let people buy stuff for in-game advantages? Yeah, so the server does it low-key, and they have people like me going around selling it. So, 45 for a staff sergeant rank. Is there anything else you'd want, like moderator or something like that? Because I know moderator's $20. Corporal goes for about 90. He said if you do everything right now, he could sell you corporal for 75, and then like you can work your way up, which won't take long, and then
Hey, wake up!
there's gonna be an option business and friends and family, so you don't get charged extra.
How much money do you have? Because it's not cheap. I am the owner. That's because I focus on development.
You guys feel free to tell me what you think of all of that, but it does sound a lot like Chapo, and again, another weird name. Mr. Boolean on the website when he clearly is not Mr. Boolean, and then developer on a TeamSpeak when who the hell is developer? That's not a name. You're trying to hide from your past of, you know, DDoSing, exploiting children in the CS scene, now exploiting children in the ARMA scene. Chapo was under the impression that changing his name would mean people would suddenly forget about his past, but unfortunately just one day into ALRP's launch, which is when this video is from, you've already been exposed for, you know, obviously Chapo being involved again, and then also selling moderator rank, admin rank, and selling police ranks as well, and selling in-game money. Anything you've got money for, you go for it. And you'll also notice they mention to do it through friends and family. There is a front on the ALRP website which says this are reserved slots, gang takeover, whatever that is, and a few other things. Obviously that's fine, that's fine with Bohemia's terms of service, but the stuff they mention here and with friends and family is stuff that Bohemia do not authorize, and the great thing about friends and family is you can't backcharge it. So yeah, that's not really so much a problem with, you know, breaking Bohemia's TOS as it is trying to scam children. They could just not give the children these ranks, or say for example they get kicked out of the police force in a week because they are idiots, because they are simply buying a rank, then they can't get their money back. It's essentially preventing people from buyer's protection. They have no way of getting a refund if something bad happens to the community, which I hope something does happen, because yikes. This is not a one-off case, by the way. There was actually 2 pedos involved with the ALRP. This guy, Chapo, and also someone called Callum Bates. We're not going to talk about him in this video, but it just seems like the edgiest of the edgy communities in ARMA. It's a big, big yikes. We'll get back to the interview where I went on the ALRP TeamSpeak and questioned some of the higher up staff members in just a second, but you might have noticed in the last clip as well, he did link his Steam. I'm not really sure why, but this Steam was public at the time. You can see multiple names in the past mentioning Chapo, mentioning selling ALRP and that kind of stuff. But now today, this Steam is private. Again, trying to hide something. Anyway, let's get back to the interview when we talk to the community manager, Kenzie.
Hello. Here he is, Kenzie.
What's up?
Oh, what's up, Kenzie? I was inquiring into Chapo Guzman's involvement here at ALRP.
Well, we can't either confirm or not deny that, so...
That's 100% confirmation, dude. I was really agreeing with what you just said, dude. You can't say that. You have to say no if you say you can't deny, or... That, yeah, dude, I mean, checkmate. Fuck me, dude. Monkey yes. Monkey yes. Ah, okay, question. Who's Mr. Boolean?
So what's the point about this?
I mean,
what?
It's just everyone's saying Chapo's not involved. You know, every single person I just talked to right here in this channel right now told me Chapo isn't involved. But then you come in here and you said you can't deny, or whatever the fuck the opposite of deny is. I'm tired. Which pretty much just is you saying yes. So
well, like I said, I can't really answer that question. Like, I don't know what my other staff members said, like moderator or admins or whatever. But for myself and for SMT, I can't neither confirm or deny that statement, and that's all you're getting.
Okay. I know, but it's a yes or no question. Like, it's either like yes, Chapo was involved, or no, Chapo was not involved. Like, it shouldn't be like a I can't answer a question. You know what I mean? Like, that's just weird, right?
It's not really weird. Like, concerning this. No, concerning the circumstances and your involvement with Sysin, we can't release that information. And for your understanding, Mr. Boolean is DOD.
Yeah, I understand Mr. Boolean is DOD, but Mr. Boolean is not Mr. Boolean.
What do you mean?
I talked to Mr. Boolean. That's not Mr. Boolean.
Well, have you spoken to Mr. Boolean?
Yes, I've spoken to Mr. Boolean.
When?
In Twitch chat. In Twitch chat, he was in my chat a few days, and asked him if I was him, and he said it's not him. I don't know why he'd lie about that, but that's what he said.
Well, for that you can speak to Mr. Boolean on here. So I refer you to the requesting developer launch for more information about that. Is there anything I can help you with? Lewis?
I'm just trying to get to the bottom of many, many mysteries, you know?
Well, to be honest, the support channels are not for inquiries about server-related information, but more about reporting / staff-related stuff.
Unfortunately, like
So if you would like those kind of information, I refer you to the waiting for SMT launch and wait your turn instead of asking other staff members that, for example, moderators.
Okay,
yes?
my bad. Yeah, I'll go
No
to request an
problem.
SMT. Thanks, man. Bye. What the fuck? What the fuck, dude? That was incriminating. That was some incriminating shit right there, boys. I don't know, man. The thing is, they can't ban me because then it looks incriminating, but they can't answer questions because Chapo is involved. That was perfect. That was great. I don't know, but it's just like, what do you mean, like, go to request an SMT, dude? I'm just like asking like fucking basic questions, like.
Hi, Lewis.
What's up? Well, where am I?
You're in a spacer. We're currently making a panel, so we're working together on that one. So, what's up?
Oh, I mean, I think I already asked all the questions. I think I'd just like to talk to Mr. Boolean whenever Mr. Boolean's available, I guess. Sorry, if it wasn't in...
Well, related to the question about Chapo,
Yeah.
I want to clarify myself a bit more. He is still on the TeamSpeak. But he's no longer involved with decision making related to ALRP. We still communicate with him, but Frankie's the server owner, so he takes all the decisions for ALRP, and the decision making is final by Frankie. But we still communicate with Chapo, of course.
Okay. What's that? I'll link this video right here. Oh, I can't link this video. Can you message me, possibly?
Yeah, sure.
All right. You know, sorry, just again, mysteries. You know, if you don't want to answer mysteries, you know, you can eject at any point. But basically, at 11:20 during this video, there is a little man inquiring, or I don't know, someone came up to him and like offered selling like admin and moderator and stuff like that. So you guys do that, right?
Nope, not really. The only things we sell are on the website, as far as I know.
Okay. Well. Yeah, I mean, the link's right there. I mean, I don't know who he talks to. This guy called Developer, and I just don't. I'm like I said, trying to work out who everyone is, but he's the director of development. But Mr. Boolean's also the director of development. I'm pretty sure it's not Boolean speaking. It sounds like Chapo, but I don't really know what Chapo sounds like. But could you look at 11:20 on there, and could you possibly?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
How much money do you have? Because it's not cheap.
Okay, that definitely sounds like him. So for this inquiry, I will refer you to Developer. So when he's on, just put in your name, Mr. Boolean or Developer, and he will come to you as soon as possible when he gets on.
Are you saying that sounds like Boolean, or that sounds like Chapo?
That sounds like Chapo. It doesn't sound like... Well, I've never really spoken to Boolean, but not a lot, at least, to actually know his voice, but... As far as I'm concerned, that's something that developer needs to answer himself.
Okay, yeah, that's what makes me think, you know, Mr. Boolean is in fact Chapo, you know, it's very confusing. But,
yeah, so if you, I'm just gonna drag you back. If you have any not on other questions related to the server or anything else.
I had one last question quickly.
Yes.
You know, this one's a bit of a yikes, you know, so if you want to kill me or whatever, you go for it. But, like... I mean, with this acknowledged now, I'm sure you probably knew this already. Like, I don't know, like, why do you support pedo culture, essentially? You know, essentially funding a pedo. No?
Well, basically, the pedo thing, as far as I'm concerned, I've never seen actual proof about it.
I want to mention that I'm, like, fucking you in the butt.
No!
And like what was it? A post on, some website made on stack something basebin and a video, and that's as far as I see no real evidence or anything related to that case. So
okay. That's fair enough.
As far as I see it, in my eyes, in my opinion, he's not a pedophile. And if anyone has any proof for it, that's actual proof, then of course we're gonna investigate it. But as far as we see it, he's not.
Okay, Bullion, you know, I just wanted to, I don't know, I just don't want to stand, I just want to get to the bottom of it, you know, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but obviously we used your name on ALRP. Did you ever have any association with ALRP or any development stuff with Chapo?
Dude, I haven't talked to Chapo since, what was that community called?
Royal?
Yeah. Remember that, like, when I fucking redid the middle of Lakeside before everyone started redoing it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the last time I've talked to Chapo. I haven't really talked to anyone in the last year. I've been doing my own thing, so
yeah,
just working.
Not playing ARMA, yeah.
Right. I mean, you can look at my Steam.
So since Mr. Bullion is not Mr. Bullion and Mr. Bullion is not Chapo, I guess we'll never know who he is. But a bit after this little interview we had with Kenzie, he did decide to post this on the front page, which I'm going to read out for you guys. Hi everyone, as some of you know, Lewis from Size and Network, not the name but okay, visited ALRP. He had some questions related to Chapo Guzman's involvement in ALRP. During the questioning, he was streaming on Twitch and commenting on it. We understand that a video and my answers were confusing and not giving full transparency about this matter. For that, I would like to apologise. Most important thing of a community is transparency and communication towards its members, and SMT has not done this correctly. Chapo Guzman, aka Developer, oh, turns out it is him, is still in the TeamSpeak, and we still communicate with him. Frankie is a person that takes all the decisions that involve ALRP, and Chapo is giving advice and is doing a lot of development work for the community. Chapo knows everything about the game mode, the forums, and what our members want to do at ALRP. That's why he took on the role as DOD to help at ALRP to achieve its goals. We were not transparent on this matter, and for that I am sorry. Because of its impact on the community, we've decided to remove Chapo Guzman from DOD and assign this role to Shanks, who will be our new DOD and will proceed with the development of ALRP. Chapo will still be in the TeamSpeak, but will only work in the background as an advisor and ex-founder of ALRP. Since Kenzie decided to lie directly to my face just a second ago, is this even the reality? Is he really just in the background now and is simply advising? Even if he is, which I don't believe he is, I still do believe he has taken on a development role. You know, Kenzie lied to me a second ago saying developer and Mr. Bullion isn't Chapo, when obviously a few minutes after that he decided to publicly say that it is him, so I don't believe anything Kenzie says. Even if that is the case, he is still involved in the community in some capacity, still I'm sure has some power since he is an advisor and an ex-founder of ALRP, even though he didn't found it in the first place, which doesn't really make any sense. So yeah, regardless of whether this is reality or not, which it probably isn't, you are still allowing a pedophile, a DDoSer, you know, a homophobe, probably a racist, I'm sure I can find some evidence of that. Pretty much everything really a human could do, which people would question, he's done it. You're still allowing that person to exist on your community, which is just, it's just fucked up. The main one being a pedophile. And yeah, like I said, you guys take from that what you will. I think we are pretty much wrapped up in this video almost to this point. But yeah, this might not deter people from playing on ALRP because, oh, well, it's fun. I just go on to frag with my friends. Regardless of whether you decide to do that or not, I don't think it's worth, you know, your enjoyment to support a community which is so heavily involved with a active pedophile, someone who has 100%. In the past, I heard rumors in A3L as well about it, but I didn't believe it. But right now, in the current and in the future, we know for a fact he definitely is involved in, you know, exploiting children in a sexual manner for his personal pedo enjoyment. This community does not exist out of the kindness of anyone's heart. Don't get me mistaken, many of these communities are definitely funded by money, but this one, within a day, we can already see is clearly 100% in it for the money, selling everything really you can imagine you could buy. You can buy it at ALRP, it's great. And there's also there is a platform for Chapo to exploit children who are easily manipulated by his amazing offers of insane amounts of money and even Infostar on their video game server. And hey, do you know what? If you show me your butt again, maybe I'll give you $10 million in game. Maybe. If there's any admins or staff of any position currently watching this video who are involved with ALRP, reanalyze your involvement with ALRP. As you would have seen, the 3 or 4 staff I talked to in the interview earlier, although I could go talk to some more, I decided not to, maybe I will in a bit, I don't know. I'll probably be banned in a second. But all of those guys were covering up Chapo, or covering up Chapo's reality of existing in ALRP. All of them didn't want to say, yep, Chapo is involved, although it seemed like at least 1 or 2 of them definitely knew he was involved, purely because if they did, they would no longer have their little video game rank on a video game server. They are defending a pedo because they want to have some form of power on the internet. At the end of the day, Chapo ultimately bought this community for $13,000, wanting to get, like I said, profit and also exploiting kids. And since that large amount of money was invested into ALRP, I don't see him disappearing anytime soon, as much as people want to tell you that he is no longer there. He is still there in the background, and whether you're an admin, a moderator, or just a player on a server, I don't know. Some people just don't care about that for some reason. And this is coming from me, a piece of shit. But I could never support playing on that server, even because I know that ultimately, like I said earlier, you are adding population to a server, you are enabling someone to do what to do, to sell these things illegitimately, ignoring Bohemia's TOS, to scam children, to, you know, get children to send pictures or whatever of herself. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be a part of that. Although if you do want to, you go for it, but you're pretty much as bad as a person, to a certain extent. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. I'd love to hear what you guys think of this entire case. It's been a few days of compiling information to get a complete picture of it, but I think from this you can see some solid evidence. Luckily, we're not just assuming things here. We are working off of actual recordings of lies and general pedophilia. So that's awesome, really. Anyway, thanks a lot for watching. Don't forget to comment, subscribe, and all good stuff. And I'll see you guys next time, where hopefully we won't have one of the most popular ARMA communities ran by a pedophile. That would be truly an honor. Truly.
Alright, Lewis, what's up?
So basically I'm making a 10-part documentary on on, you know, pedophiles, obviously. And so I just wanted to like get your side of the story kind of thing, you know, as director of administrator. You know, like so Chapo is obviously still involved in some capacity, right? I mean, we know this.
I mean, he's still partly owns the server.
Why would you want to be a director of administrator for a pedophile? That's basically a question.
He's not running it.
He's not a pedophile.
It's Frankie running it.
Okay, you can say he's not running it, but he's still a part of the community, right? And let's be honest, he is running it.
Part of the community, he's not running it.
Is he gaining monetary gain from the community? I can assume yes, right?
Possibly, I have no idea.
More than likely, yes. So ultimately, you are supporting a pedophile in a monetary sense. By I'm assuming you don't get paid as a director of administrator, or do you? Or administration?
No, I do not get paid.
So you're basically just giving a pedophile free money. No?
Right, dude.
What?
Sure thing, dude.
I mean, it's a yes or no question, you know? Would you not say so? No?
No, I'm not supporting a pedophile. Whether or not he's actually doing things here, that's another question. He's not actually running it, so he just partly owns it.
Do you know what ranks does he have on TeamSpeak?
He just... What do you mean, what ranks? He's not anything. He doesn't do anything here.
He doesn't do anything? Because I know he had director of development the other day. He still has director of development on the...
That was the first day, I think, when you came on. Wait, was it you came on? I don't even know.
I mean, but he's still director of development on the forums.
Well, he mainly just does some development stuff. Setting up the server, etc. And then he leaves it to everyone else to run.
But so he doesn't develop now?
I think he still does do some development, but he's not running the server.
I don't get like a front page thing of Kenzie that says he's been removed from director of development, but then he's still got the director of development tag. And the problem is, like, it's obviously impossible to talk to Chapo. I don't know what rank he has here because he's going to be like in a hidden little channel or whatever. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, he's not like running it. He's literally like the guy who has all the files and stuff for the server. He's the one who set it up. Or he basically gave the files and all that to the community to run it. So,
do you know anything about
anything people need help with in terms of like development or running the server, then he's always there to ask, but he's not running things.
Okay. Do you know anything about selling police ranks or moderator ranks, yada yada yada?
I mean, obviously there was a problem once upon a time. I'm not sure if he's still doing it, to be fair, completely honest with you. I haven't been here long, I've only been here a few days, so I'm not actually sure what's happening with that. I haven't heard anything of that apart from that one video I saw on your stream, so I don't know about that.
And then how were you the director of administration if you've only been here a few days? Were you part of ALRP originally or something?
Yeah, I was here for like a few months. Is this rank before it shut down? Like pretty much as Cobra left or sold it to Chapo. That was pretty much when I started being SMT.
Okay.
I've been there since then. I've known him for a long time, so. Yep.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's like impossible to like convince some of you guys otherwise. Like, you know, the whole like supporting a pedo thing. Like, you just think like you're not, but like, I mean, you gotta admit you are at least partially, right? Maybe not in like some kind of like direct major sense, but you're still like partially, you know, allowing a pedo, enabling a pedophile.
Whether or not that's like the pedo stuff is true, like.
You don't think it's true?
I don't think it's fully true. Well, I mean, there's obviously some stuff, but I don't think it's as bad as people make out. I think it's. I don't really, I don't really know how I want to say it, but I think he's made mistakes. I don't know how much of it's actually true myself, but I've seen some pretty fucked up shit from the stuff that came out. So
I don't know, man. I just think you should just fucking be bigger than that. I mean, how old are you, Jaden?
I'm 21.
Monkey ass, dude. I don't know, dude. Like, I understand there's some younger staff and shit, but like at the age of 21, like I don't fucking care whether you fucking, you know, an admin or whatever. Like, just purely being involved with whatever, dude. I'm just saying the same thing over and over again. I'm fucking boring, dude.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, fucking yeah. I don't get it. All right, have a good one in a bit. What
yeah.
the fuck? I don't know. I don't know.
So good.
Oh fuck.
I mean, Jack told us coming to you. What's up?
You alright?
Sorry about that.
Alright?
I just went to rape his mode for no reason.
Mine?
Oh, it's because of she was in there. I see.
Wait, why you want to do that to my mom? Like,
so that's been showing me ass for like a long time.
I know.
wait, what? I'm so confused. Yes?
You've been showing me ass for a long time, right?
I need to what? With a what?
Wait,
I cannot make out what you're saying.
Dan.
Yeah, I elaborated on that for us, what you wanted me to do.
You and Sebastian show me ass for a long time, yeah?
Huh?
Okay. Now relax.
You know what you need? You need a cold shower and a burrito.
A burrito? Why would I need a burrito, you fucking Nazi?
Burritos are good, like... Why would you not want one?
I just ate the best shit ever.
Mm-hmm. And you also drank the best shit ever, I'm probably guessing, like...
Wait, what? Sebastian.
Mm-hmm.
Don't try me, nigga.
I'm not.
I'm just saying, don't try me, alright?
Alright. Can I have, Infostar?
Are you joking?
Have you paid for it? Yeah, sure.
Oh my god.
Tank's already like, no.
I don't know, I work so hard for this and people like you would ruin it.
I wouldn't ruin it. Listen, I got removed.
As long as you pay me money, I don't give a fuck what things is.
Whoa. Money over friends? That's kind of, you know.
Lawful.